Yes. See this problem number 4. Problem number 4, that is 12 mark problem. See this Nirmala Limited. Nirmala Limited went into voluntary liquidation on 1st January 2020. The liquidator is to be paid the commission at 3% on the amount realized on the sale of the asset and 2% on the amount distributed to shareholder. So here liquidator will get remuneration in two phases. One with the help of amount realized, and second thing on the amount distributed to the shareholder. Then after that, on 31st 12 2019, the position of the company was as follow. So if you see cash realized on sale of asset is given, that is nothing but asset realized, that is given in the problem. Then liquidation expenses, that is 6300, that is also mentioned. Then creditors including salary for the 1 month 4200, total creditor is 47,600. Now if you see here, total creditor value 47,600, it includes the salary of 1 month which is yet to be paid. So this is nothing but preferential creditor. Whatever mentioned in the bracket salary, that 4,200 is preferential creditor, and remaining amount is unsecured creditor. That is nothing but 47,600 minus 4,200, that is unsecured creditor. Then they have mentioned you preference share information. 3,500 6% preference shares of 30 each, on which dividend is in arrear for 1 year, rupees 1,05,000. So preference share capital we know, that is 1,05,000. Dividend is not paid, that is due for 1 year. So how to calculate dividend? 1,05,000 into 6% into number of year. So in this case 1 year into 1. So you will get the dividend amount. First you need to pay the preference share capital to the preference shareholder. After that you need to give any arrears of preference share dividend. Then they have mentioned you equity share capital information as well, that is 7,000 equity shares of 10 each, rupees 9 called up and paid up is 63,000. So here out of 10 worth face value, only 9 is called and it is fully paid. So paid up capital we know 63,000, that is equity share capital. General reserve information is given, that is 84,000, and P&L information is given, that is 1 lakh. So general reserve and P&L information in liquidator's final statement of account, it is of no use as of now, so that you can ignore. Then the preference shareholders have the right to receive 1/3 of the surplus remaining after repaying the equity share capital. That means first you need to give the capital to the preference shareholder, then you need to give the capital to the equity shareholder, and after making the payment to all the parties, if there is any amount available in the hands of the company or the liquidator, then that is distributed to the preference shareholder in the ratio 1/3, and remaining 2/3 is distributed to equity shareholder. You are required to calculate liquidator's final statement of account. So now if you see the answer part here, there are two sides to this liquidator final statement. One is the receipt side. If you see here, receipt side or receipt side information, see this cash and bank information is mentioned, cash and bank information. So this cash and bank information is nil information. Why? Because here they have not mentioned anything regarding cash and bank, so it is nil. What about asset realized? Asset realized is given in the question. If you see asset realized, they have mentioned cash realized on sale of asset 3,50,000. So this 3,50,000 you can consider directly. Surplus from secured creditor, here there is no securities are there in the hands of secured creditor, and it is not realized by the secured creditor, so there is no surplus. That is why it is nil. Then contributory, in this question it is our balancing figure. Why? Because here we need to distribute the surplus to preference shareholders as well as equity shareholder, and if there is any remaining balance you can show under contributory. So now receipt side we have entered all the 4 information. Now let us see the payment side. Payment side, secured creditor nil, because secured creditor information is not given in this question. Then legal charges is also nil. Now next thing we need to see liquidator's remuneration. Liquidator's remuneration, first thing is on asset realized. So directly, if you know, asset realized is there in the asset side, receipt side, that is 3,50,000. 3,50,000 into, we want percentage. Percentage is given here 3%. See this 3% on the sale of asset. So that is why 3,50,000 into 3%, directly you can show the working note below the format. You will get 10,500. That is liquidator's remuneration on the base of asset realized. Next, on the base of amount distributed to the shareholder, again you need to calculate liquidator's remuneration. So now we will leave this as it is. Next we will move on to the next point. Liquidation expenses is given in the question. If you see liquidation expenses, that is 6,300. So directly you can write 6,300. Debenture holder information. Debenture holder information not given in the problem, so that is why it is nil, debenture holder. Next, preferential creditor, salary and wages only, because total creditor information is mentioned. So out of that, 1 month salary is preferential, that is 4,200. So remaining is obviously unsecured creditor. Total creditor minus preferential creditor, you will get unsecured creditor. 47,600 minus 4,200, you will get unsecured creditor, that is 43,400. Next thing, we want preference shareholder. Preference shareholder information. So we can give, liquidator can give back preference share capital to the preference shareholder. So we will write preference share capital 1,05,000. Similarly, arrears of dividend also we can calculate, that is on the base of this capital. See this 1,05,000, that is preference share capital. This 6% is nothing but, that is class of preference share. Class of preference share given in the question is 6%. So directly you can calculate, and this one is nothing but number of year. So here 1 year dividend is yet to be paid, so that you can multiply with 1. So answer is 6,300. Now surplus information we'll leave as it is. We'll leave it blank now for the time being. Then there is a equity shareholder. Equity capital we need to write 63,000. Then 2/3 of the surplus we'll leave it as it is. So now we need to fill here 3 information. If you see the payment side, one is liquidator's remuneration on the base of amount distributed to shareholder, and remaining 2 information is regarding surplus. That means first we need to calculate what is the amount available to pay to the shareholder. So that is why you can show here working note. So working note, see this one working note is for liquidator's remuneration on the base of asset realized, that is 3,50,000 into 3%, we know that is 10,500. we have entered that information. Second thing, 2% on the amount paid to all shareholder. So now how to get the all shareholder amount? We need to see the receipt side. Receipt side, we know that total is 3,50,000. This contributory is a balancing figure, so only we need to consider 3,50,000. 3,50,000 minus all the information in the payment side. So 3,50,000 minus 10,500 minus liquidation expense 6,300. Why this 5,600 is not deducted? Because it is yet to be calculated. Preferential creditor minus 4,200, unsecured creditor 43,400. Till here you need to deduct, so you will get one amount. That amount is nothing but 2,85,600. that is amount available to all shareholder. So now on this amount, liquidator will get his remuneration on the basis of percentage mentioned in the problem. So remuneration based on the payment to the shareholder. Yes, so now if you see, there is one formula they have given: amount into percentage of commission divided by 100 plus percentage of commission. So whenever they have given the information about remuneration on the base of payment to the shareholder, you need to do 2 by 102. That is fixed for every problem. 2 by 102. If there is a 2%, 2 by 102. If there is 3%, 3 by 103. So like that you need to consider. So here 2%, that is why 2 divided by 102 into amount available, that is 2,85,600. answer is 5,600. So same answer we need to transfer to the main format under liquidator remuneration. See this 2% on 2,85,600 with the help of working note. Answer we know 5,600. Now we have entered liquidator's remuneration, all the amount. Next thing we want, what is the remaining amount? after giving the remuneration to the liquidator, what is the remaining amount available to pay to the shareholder. So how to get that amount? See this now, calculation of surplus. One more working note you have to do. So here amount available to all shareholder is nothing but 2,85,600, which we have already calculated in the previous working notes, and from that you need to deduct the remuneration, that is 5,600. You will get remaining amount, that is 2,85,000. So now we know amount available to all shareholder is 2,85,000, but we have entered before itself in the format preference share capital, arrears of preference share dividend, and equity share capital. So these three amount you need to deduct from the amount available. So this is very important. So now from 2,85,000 we need to see the payment side. One is preference share capital, we need to deduct 1,05,000. Then one more thing is arrears of dividend 6,300 we need to deduct. Then equity share capital 63,000 we need to deduct. So these three information we need to minus from amount available to all shareholder. You will get the amount of net surplus. If you deduct all these three information, net surplus amount you will get, that is 1,10,700. So this 1,10,700 now it is to be distributed in the fraction of share that is given in the problem. What they have said, 1/3 to preference shareholder if there is any surplus. So 1/3 should be given to the preference shareholder, that is nothing but 1,10,700 into 1/3, that is 36,900. Now next remaining 2/3 is to be given to the equity shareholder, that is 1,10,700 into 2/3, or else remaining balance, or else what you can do, 1,10,700 minus 36,900, you will get the remaining balance, that is surplus to equity shareholder, that is 73,800. Now you need to transfer these two amount in the main format just below the preference share capital and arrears of dividend 1/3 of the surplus, that is working note 36,900 we need to transfer. Then you need to calculate total payment given to the preference shareholder, that is 1,48,200. Similarly, just below the equity capital you need to transfer the surplus given to the equity shareholder, that is again working note 73,800. Now you need to add these two things, you will get the total payment made to the equity shareholder, that is 1,36,800. So now you need to add all the things in the payment side total we want. So if you add all the things in the payment side, you will get 3,55,000, and 3,55,000 is more than 3,50,000 which is there in the receipt side. So there is 5,000 balance, 5,000 balance is there. So that 5,000 balance you can consider under contributory. Contributories is nothing but the members of the company. So that surplus, after giving the money to everyone, still some balance is remaining, that is again given back to the company or given back to the liquidator. That is our balancing figure, that is 5,000 rupees. So now obviously total of the format is same, 3,55,000 after writing the balancing figure. I hope you understood this question. Any doubt in this question now? Yes, tell me, any question regarding this problem? Rajat is saying no. What about others? Have you understood everyone? Pratish? Yes, I hope everyone understood this problem. So now next problem we will see. Next problem, see this, next problem number 5. Problem number 5, Week Limited. See this problem, Week Limited went into voluntary liquidation on 1st April 2015. The balance sheet of the company on that date was as follow. So now liabilities and asset side information given. If you see the asset side information, plant, stock, debtor. Plant is fixed asset, stock, debtor, cash, current asset, profit and loss account, debit balance is given. So that is mentioned in the asset side. Liability side, there is preference share capital. Liability side, they have given you preference share capital information, that is 1,20,000. Then they have mentioned you equity shares of 10 each, that is 20,000 equity shares of 10 each, that is 2 lakh rupees. Then there is a debenture value given, that is 5% debenture, that is 60,000. Then there is a creditor information also mentioned in the liability side, that is 1,03,000. Total of the balance sheet is 4,83,000. both the side total 4,83,000. just below the balance sheet they have given you some of the adjustments. See this now, adjustment we need to consider. First one, preference dividend was in arrears for 1 year and payable on liquidation. So that means now liquidation date, so this liquidation date is given 1st April 2015. so on that date you need to give back the preference share capital as well as any arrears of dividend. So now preference share capital total we know 1,20,000. 1,20,000 into class of preference share, that is 10%, into 10% into number of years. So number of year, 1 year dividend is arrear, so into 1, so you will get arrears of preference dividend amount. Then plant and stock realized for 2,75,000. so they have given you the realized amount. We need to consider that while entering the amount in the receipt side, we need to consider that information. Then there is a debtors worth 25,000 were considered as bad. If you see the total debtor 1,50,000, out of which 25,000 is bad, means now remaining debtor we need to consider under asset realized, because debtor is also one of the asset, right, current asset. So 1,25,000, 1,50,000 minus 25,000, 1,25,000. Then creditors includes 5,000 as preferential. That means now we need to see total creditor information. Total creditor is 1,03,000. Out of this 5,000 is preferential. That means remaining is unsecured. 5,000 is a preferential creditor, 1,03,000 minus 5,000, that is 98,000. 98,000 is unsecured creditor. So directly you can find out with the help of adjustment. Next there is a liquidation expenses, that is amounted to 1,600. Then they have mentioned you some of the adjustment through which the liquidator will get the remuneration. First, if you see, liquidator's remuneration was agreed at 2% on the amount realized except cash, and here they have mentioned specifically except cash, only on the amount realized. If they have not mentioned, then if there is a cash balance given, you need to consider cash as well, because cash is a current asset. So if they have not mentioned, we need to consider cash as well. Here they have mentioned except cash. Now 2% on the amount distributed to equity shareholder. That means first we need to find the amount available to be paid to the equity shareholder. Then on that you can take 2% liquidator's remuneration. Debenture holders were paid on 1/10/2015. So now here debenture holders having floating charges on the assets of the company, here they are entitled to receive any outstanding interest along with this debenture capital. Debenture capital, if you see here, debenture worth 60,000 they have mentioned, isn't it? So now they have said what they were paid on 1/10/2015, means October they have made the payment. That means 6-month debentures are outstanding. Why? Because this liquidation date is 1 April 2015. So from April to October, April, May, June, July, August, September, 6 months is outstanding. So 60,000 into 5%, 60,000 into 5%, then into 6/12. Why? Because of 6 months. You are required to prepare liquidator's final statement of account. So now after discussing this question, now we need to see the solution part. Solution part, if you see, again first we need to write all the receipt side information as per the format one by one. So first cash information. Cash information not given in the adjustment, but it is there. It is there in the asset side of the balance sheet. Cash, see this, cash information is given. So cash we can write directly 3,000. We have written cash 3,000. Next is asset realized. Under asset realized, now we have to see the adjustment. One is for plant and stock and second is debtor. Plant and stock realized amount is directly given 2,75,000. You can enter that. Debtor is 25,000. Bad means first total debtor, closing debtor we have to see 1,50,000. Closing debtor minus bad debts, that is 25,000. Remaining debtor remaining debtor at the time of realization is 1,25,000. How we got 1,25,000? 1,50,000 minus 25,000, you will get 1,25,000. So now we want total asset realized, that is 2,75,000 plant and stock, then plus debtor 1,25,000, total asset realized is 4 lakh rupees. Next thing, surplus from secured creditor. Now we need to see any secured creditor information, whether they have mentioned here. Here they have not given any information regarding secured creditor, that is why nil. If there is securities are there with the secured creditor and it is realized by the secured creditor and surplus is given by the secured creditor to the liquidator, then you can write that information here. Contributories in this question again nil. Why? Because they have not mentioned any type of payment to be made to the equity shareholder. They have given the payment, but here in this problem it is nil, because it tallies final amount we need to see, that is to be paid to the equity shareholder. That is why here contributories is nil. So now receipt side total we can directly get, that is 3,000 plus 4 lakh, that is 4,03,000 is a receipt side total. Now payment side we need to see. Payment side one by one, secured creditor. When you can write this information, secured creditor nil. So whenever liquidator is going to make the payment to the secured creditor, that means when the liquidator realize the securities which are there with the secured creditor, then you can show the information the payment side. So here anyway secured creditor is not there, that is why nil. Legal charges. What about legal charges? Legal charges is also nil, because legal charges information they have not shown, they have not given here legal charges. Yes. Next thing is liquidator's remuneration. Liquidator's remuneration we need to see. So here two ways in which liquidator gets his remuneration. Usually what happens, they'll give you fixed amount of remuneration or fixed remuneration in the problem, and sometimes they will give you percentage. So here percentage they have given. So first we'll read that information where they have mentioned. See this, liquidator's remuneration was agreed at 2% on the amount realized. So first we need to figure out what is the amount realized. In this question amount realized is 4 lakh rupees. So you can show the working note just below the format, you can show the working note. See this, now we'll calculate working note. See, calculation of liquidator's remuneration, 2% on the asset realized, 4 lakh into 2%, that is 8,000. 8,000 you can enter here under liquidator's remuneration on the base of asset realized, 2% on 4 lakh, that is 8,000. Yes. Next on the base of amount distributed to equity shareholders. So now we will leave this as it is. Now we will move towards the next step, because we need to calculate this later. So now liquidation expenses mentioned in the problem, that is 1,600. So that 1,600 you can write it directly. Yes. Next is debenture holder payment. Debenture holder is entitled to get the value, that is debenture whatever capital or amount is given in the question, that is 5% debenture. If you see the liability side, 5% debenture they have mentioned, that is 60,000. So that 60,000 is given to the debenture holder. Along with that outstanding interest. Again outstanding interest we know, date of liquidation 1st April and debenture holders paid on 1st of October. So there is a 6-month gap, that is why there is outstanding interest. So now how to get the outstanding interest, you can calculate here, that is 60,000 into 5%, 60,000 into 5%, then from that again you need to multiply with 6. Why? Because that is 6 month, right? So 6 by 12. So we'll do this calculation with the help of calculator here. See this, now calculation regarding debenture interest, outstanding debenture interest. So 60,000, see this, 60,000 into 5%, so you will get 3,000 rupees. 3,000 into 6 divided by 12, that is 1,500. Yes, so this 1,500 also to be paid to the debenture holder. So 60,000 plus 1,500, that is 61,500 is given to the debenture holder. Next is preferential creditor. Preferential creditor, if you see, they have said out of the total creditor 5,000 is preferential. So you can just look at liability side. There is a total creditor given 1,03,000. Out of that 5,000 is preferential. So directly preferential creditor you can write 5,000. Unsecured creditor you can write with the help of preferential creditor information. So 1,03,000 minus 5,000 preferential, remaining is unsecured. So 1,03,000 minus 5,000 if you do, you will get 98,000. So 98,000 is unsecured creditor we have considered. So now we have written preferential creditor, unsecured creditor, debenture holder, liquidation expense, liquidator remuneration, legal charge, secured creditor. Now next thing, preference shareholder. After making the payment as per the mode of payment prescribed, liquidator, now he'll move on to preferential holder or preference shareholder payment. First he'll return preference share capital to the preference shareholder, that is 1,20,000. Again you need to see the question, 1,20,000 it is given, so same thing is returned. Then next thing is arrears of dividend. Again arrears of dividend you can calculate, that is 12,000. How to calculate arrears of dividend? So 1,20,000 total preference share capital into 10%. 1,20,000 into 10%, obviously 12,000. 12,000 into 1, number of year is 1, so that is again 12,000 itself. So 12,000 is arrears of dividend. So now total payment to the preference shareholder, capital plus dividend, that is 1,32,000. Unsecured creditor, here usually unsecured creditor is our balancing figure if you see the previous problems. Why? Because after making all the payments, final amount, whatever remaining amount is given to the unsecured creditor, because he doesn't have any kind of securities with him in case a company fails to make the payment. That is why he is known as unsecured creditor. So now equity shareholder is our balancing figure. So now we want amount available to be paid to the equity shareholder. So again you can show the working note here, see this. Similarly we need to calculate on the base of that amount payment to the liquidator, that is liquidator's remuneration also we need to calculate. So first we need to get the total. We need to get the total, that is receipt side total. See this, receipt side total is 4,03,000. 4,03,000 minus all the payment side information one by one we need to deduct. So 4,03,000 minus 8,000, that is liquidator's remuneration. This 95,000 yet to be calculated, so this will leave as it is. Minus 1,600 liquidation expense, debenture holder minus 61,500, preferential creditor minus 5,000, unsecured creditor minus 98,000, preference share holder, that is total 1,32,000. If you deduct all these information, you will get 4,03,000 minus 3,06,100, that is 96,000. Again you can do the calculation also. So now let us see that calculation as well. So how we got that amount? See this, 4,03,000. If you see receipt side, that is 4,03,000 minus, now payment side one by one information we need to deduct. One is 8,000, we have deducted 8,000. Next 1,600 we need to deduct, 1,600 liquidation expense. Then debenture holders 61,500 we need to deduct. Then preferential creditor 5,000 we need to deduct. Then unsecured creditor 98,000 we need to deduct. So you will get how much? 2,28,900. Again you need to deduct this preference share capital as well as arrears of preference dividend. So that is 1,32,000. 1,32,000 is also deducted. So now amount, remaining amount available with the liquidator to make the payment to the equity shareholder is 96,200. So now this 96,200, whether it is sufficient to make the to the equity shareholder or not, that we need to see now. So how to see that? First we need to see equity shareholder information. Equity shareholder, see this value, that is 2 lakh rupees. Now how much company is having or how much liquidator is having? That is only 95,000 rupees. So that means here what you can say, there is not sufficient amount available. Whenever there is no sufficient amount, so that is 2 by 102. See this, with the help of formula you can find out that is 2 by 102. Why? Because there is a 2%. 2% is the amount distributed to the equity shareholder. Formula is mentioned. See this in the previous problem, there is a formula. Remuneration based on the payment to equity shareholder or any kind of shareholder, amount into percentage of commission divided by 100 plus percentage of commission. So here 2 divided by 102. So 96,900 into 2 by 102, you will get 1900. So this 1900 is nothing but amount given or remuneration given to the liquidator on the base of amount paid to equity shareholder. This information you can write directly now under liquidator's remuneration. See this we have calculated, that is 1900. Or else what you can do, or else after calculating the amount you can show that payment also, that is on 95,000 also you can take directly 2%. So better method is 2 by 102. Then after that you can give the amount to equity shareholder. So here equity shareholder balance we want. So how to get the balance? So that is nothing but if you see here amount available, what is the amount available here? 96,000. They have given 96,000. 96,000 minus 1900 we need to do, or else you can get the remaining balance with the help of receipt minus payment. Deduct all the information again, so you will get the balancing figure here, equity shareholder balancing figure. So how to get that? So that is nothing but 96,000, whether it is 96,900. So there is correction here, 96,900. 96,900 this one. So we will check that once again. Yes, see this 96,900. Here it is written 96,000. So into 2 by 102 we have done. So that is 1900 we have taken the remuneration. So finally remaining amount very easy, 96,900 minus 1900, final amount given to the equity shareholder is 95,000, or else deduct all the payment information from the receipt side, you will get 95,000. So this is how you are going to calculate this 12 mark problem. Any questions regarding this you can ask me now. Yes, tell me any question regarding this problem. Have you understood this problem? Yes, have you understood this problem? Any questions regarding this problem? Any doubt? Rajat is saying yes. What about others? What about others? Amrita, Anusha, Ashish, Narasimha, Pooja, Pratish, Shifali, Akamsha, Ankita, Disha, Kushal, Nishant, Vivek, Omkar, Pramod, Sangam, Suraj, Swati, Rajat. Yes, tell me. I hope everyone understood this one. No doubt. So we'll meet in the next class. Thank you so much everyone. Have a nice evening. Yes. Thank you everyone. Yes.